Good morning, internet. I don't know if I'm going to do this on YouTube or Facebook. Not Facebook, what am I talking about? YouTube or Patreon. I haven't Facebooked in a long time. I wanted to show you guys some stuff. You know, I have been accused occasionally by the random internet heckler of just running my mouth and not doing anything. So, I'm up here on the side of this beautiful mountain. With a pretty dang bad cold. And this piece of land was bought and purchased by a brother and sister from the assembly at Shofar Mountain, who are awesome people whom we love. And a couple weekends ago, I think 2 weekends ago, our workday, Sunday workday, there were a couple dozen people out here felling trees and dragging brush. And so from this tarp here, can you all see this? Around to right through here, see where that stump is? Back over this way, all got cleared out on that day. Trees felled and brush drug out. And there's a brush pile here, one there, a big one there, and another one over the side of the mountain. And there's another one over here, and there's two more back here. So we've been dragging a lot of brush. But this area, this first kind of tier here, got cleared a couple weeks ago. And then yesterday, well, the landowner has been in here over the last couple of weeks with his saw, felling the smaller trees, the trees that, you know, pretty much want to come down on their own. I mean, these things that are, you know, 6-ish, 7-ish inches in diameter. And so, as we work our way this way, we're going up to what will be the home site. And I won't violate his operational security, but as you get up here, we get into some larger trees. And so this up here, I was up here running the 039, or I'm sorry, the MS390 yesterday, which if you're a patron, you would know that we had to go chainsaw shopping. So if you're interested in that whole story, you can check that out on Patreon. But I told you guys I would update you on the MS390, and I will. I can tell you right now, it reminds me more of a good diesel farm truck than anything else, in that it starts when you want to, it's got plenty of torque, but you're not going anywhere real quick. So that being said, it starts when you want it to, which was the issue I was having with my other two big saws. But you know, the 360 that I have is a professional saw, and the 066 Magnum that I have is a professional saw, and they both rev. Man, do they rev. I mean, they're just wide open, just throwing chips everywhere. The 390 is more of a raw, and it'll cut, and it cuts, and it just keeps cutting, and it's a firewood grade saw. For felling these trees, the biggest one out here was probably 18 inches DBH, diameter breast height, you know, the width at your chest, other than two big dead trees which were laid down a couple weeks ago. There's part of one right there laying down. That was hollow, completely hollow, with only about 4 inches of holding wood all the way around, and it was probably 32 inches in diameter. And then there was another one over there that was probably 30 inches in diameter. You can see the stump right there, but it was solid. Dead, but solid. But that 390, it's a firewood saw, and it does great cutting firewood. So up here, I felled all of these yesterday and laid them over, and we pulled most of the brush out and most of the logs out. I'm stacking firewood logs down here with the machine, and today I'll get in here with the machine and push and pull the rest of these stumps out. That's why they're cut high, so I can get leverage on them with the machine to yank them out. I also wanted to tell you, I got a 25-inch bar on the 390. The reason I got a 25-inch bar is because I have plenty of 20-inch bars already. 3/8 pitch steel brand bars. But I didn't have a 25, not anymore anyway. So, and milady, I'm wearing my old coat because I'm up here messing around on the side of a mountain. I don't want to mess up my new one. So, in light of that, I got this 25-inch bar because I didn't have one. But that 390 would probably be best with a 20-inch bar. So it's pulling fewer teeth per revolution. It would cut faster with a 20-inch bar than with a 25. And there's nothing up here really that necessitates a 25-inch bar. But for $10 more, upgrade from a 20 to a 25, when the bar itself is 60 bucks, I was like, yeah, throw a 25 on there, let's do it. So I also have a 20-inch bar with me, and that's not for cutesy, maybe I'll run a 25, maybe I'll run a 20. What it's for is out here, if you're working by yourself and you get your saw pinched, you can't get the saw out. If something just goes sideways on you and your saw gets stuck, you kill the saw, take out your scrunch, aka bar tool, that you should have on you at all times. You know, this thing, and you unbolt the power head from the bar and chain. Then you get your other bar, put it on, and you fix the problem that you created that pinched your saw in the first place. So that's why I have 2 bars and 2 chains with me. I actually have like 3 chains, I think. 4 chains, 2 25s and 2 20s. So, and files and all that stuff. So anyway, the 390 is running great. I am up here on the side of a mountain operating equipment, which we'll go see that in a minute. That's a Takeuchi T12 tracked skid steer. It's not a Caterpillar, I can tell you that right now. Yeah, hell, it's not even a Bobcat. But it's better than dragging all this brush and ripping these stumps out by hand. So we're gonna go talk about that in a minute. It is the reason I am here 2 days instead of 1. Fact. And but I'm out here doing all the things that I tell you guys I used to do, tell you guys that I should do, and that you should do. Go forth and do. I'm out here doing, clearing this lot for this brother on the side of the mountain so he can have a beautiful view when he and his wife and their children wake up every morning. And I'll be done today. I've got probably 2 to 3 hours more of machine time to get done up here. And we pushed a road in yesterday, and the county showed up and dropped culverts in and dropped road base for the to get from the county road into the property. So I had to project manage that yesterday morning. And then this machine got dropped off. And when I say this machine is the reason I'm still up here on the side of this mountain, I'm going to show you. Now it's going to be loud because the machine's running, because it's 21 degrees right now. And you can see the frost on everything. This bucket is supposed to be attached to this machine. It's not. There are 2 pins that hold that bucket on. Here's one pin. Here's the other pin. So I called them yesterday and said, hey, this bucket pin does not work, and I do not want to be beating on your machine to make it work. And they said, we'll send a guy first thing in the morning. I said, okay, I'm not paying you for today. And they said, we wouldn't expect you to, not a problem. So this company is Herc Rentals out of northwestern Arkansas, and they're good people. They had an issue. That's cool. Stuff happens, I get it, but they're making it right. So as long as they get here and make it right. It is 2 minutes to 8 a.m. right now. Guy said he'd be here between 8 and 8:30, so I'm gonna keep dragging brush by hand and light these fires, and we'll see what happens. But the point of all this, oh, and there's the beginning of our road that we pushed in yesterday. I wanted a dozer. Can't get a dozer for a day rental around here. I have to run them by the week. A little D4 Cat or a John Deere 450. I mean, a 650 would have been overkill, but a D6 high track with a winch on the back, oh, hydraulic winch, man, we would have been done by lunchtime yesterday with all this. But you can't get them by the day, you can only rent them by the week, and I didn't want to throw $3,000 worth of equipment or $5,000 worth of equipment at this little tiny job. So, you know, understand, guys, when I say I'm an entrepreneur, I mean it. And it's not just putting on a polo shirt and consulting with high net worth individuals. It's not just building homes for people or all the other things that I do. It's not just that. It's also this. I have done this 2 decades. 2 decades I've done this. I started logging when I was 15 years old. And part-time, but I started logging when I was 15 years old. The cool thing about this is, and this is what I was talking about in another recent video, be brave. Forget your fear and be brave. You're not going to forget how to do this stuff. It's not like you're going to come out of here, my people, and, you know, you're an accountant. Okay, well, I'm going to go be a self-sufficient off-grid homesteader who does video blogging and earns Amazon income through affiliate links. Okay, cool. Do it, man. It's the age of the internet. If you can get it, get it. But if it doesn't work, you're not going to forget how to be an accountant. No matter whatever happens, I will be out here doing this stuff, more or less. And I make a decent chunk of change doing it. And I like doing it. And the coolest thing about it is I'm doing it because I want to, not because I have to. And that just, whew, the weight just comes right off of you. So when I tell you guys, go swing your axe, I literally mean that. Go swing your axe. In fact, I need to get mine because I'm gonna take some of these stumps out by hand. Gotta cut the buttress roots. My buddy Todd would understand that. I wonder if your mom's still visiting, Todd. Does she still think you're a superstar? That was funny. So, when I say go swing your axe, I mean it. And when I tell you guys I do this stuff, I mean it. And when I say that there's power in community, I mean it. Because there were 24 people out here working on this piece of land before I ever got to come out here and do my thing. And you know, I guess lastly, this will be the bow that we tie on this conversation. I was talking with this brother yesterday about obedience brings blessing. We had the opportunity to have dinner together because I'm still up here because the machine busted. But we were talking yesterday and he said, you know, I figured I'd come up here, come out of her, my people, right? We felt the call. We just had to. And we get out here and I'm thinking I'm gonna have to learn to get by with a lot less. And he's like, and without giving away details, he's like, you wouldn't believe how we've been blessed since we started being obedient to the call and doing the Father's will for our life. Yep. And the amazing thing is, it's not just him. It's not just me. If you learn to know what a blessing looks like, you can see him everywhere, and you'll be amazed how quickly they manifest in your life when you manifest him in your heart and you do his will. So, be brave. Come out of her, my people. You will be blessed for being obedient. It's just a recurring theme. It happens over and over again. Number one. Number two, when I say go swing your axe, I mean it. Literally, I mean, go swing your axe, or whatever other version of that you have in your life, go do it. Number 3, entrepreneurship. Much better to operate from a position of strength and do things because you want to, not because you need to. And then when you take that leap of faith, when you exercise obedience, if things go sideways for you, you're never going to forget all of the things that you know that got you this far in your life. You have a safety net. And I guess number 4, when your machine drops its bucket off and you don't get done what you thought you were going to get done in the day, see the blessing and the opportunity. Because I got to have a great conversation and dinner with a brother last night. And while I did sleep in a hotel away from my family, it's cool because look where I get to be as the sun comes up over the hill this morning. It's just life, guys. We're blessed. We're blessed, and we carry on sometimes as if we're not. So never forget it. That's all. That's just what I wanted to share with you guys this morning. If I tell you guys I've done it, I've done it. Here I am doing it. And I'm blessed that I get to do it. Shalom.